Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, Ninja Warrior of the Midwest, and a messenger of the covenant, representing the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, the self-taught one, Master Suleiman, who's given us the angel, the gospel of revelations with the angel key that gives us the understanding of the unsealed scriptures. This is update with Malik Hodge on this Friday, the 9th, September the 9th, 2022. This is where we take current events and get the understanding of them from the angel perspective. We take each topic and give you the understanding of how it fits with what's taking place in the world today from the understanding of the unsealed scriptures. So we're going to begin. Let's look. We're going to begin with the okay, let me begin with that. Rain falling in California. Okay. Anything. Okay. Do it like this. Not just rain falling in Southern California, threatening areas of drought-stricken state with possibilities of flash floods. Now, I really want to do that. All right, we'll stay to this one. Parts of Southern California were under flash flood warnings Friday as the tropical storm threatens to drop years worth of rain in areas of drought stricken state, according to forecasters. The warning was in effect in Riverside County and northeastern San Diego County, according to the National Weather Service. The warning includes Indio, southeastern Palm Springs, and Coachella. Life-threatening flash floods of creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses is possible, according to the warning. The extreme weather comes on Tropical Storm K struggles northward after making landfall Thursday in Mexico as a Category 1 hurricane. While K has weakened to the tropical storm, it is still packing substantial winds of 40 miles per hour, and it is enhancing winds through mountain terrain similar to the Santa Ana wind event, to much stronger gusts, including a 109 mile per hour blast Friday at Cuyamaca Peak in the San Diego mountains, the weather service reported. As K's rotating winds push warm, dry air from the east, much of the southern and central California already baking through a climate crisis fueled heat wave, will stay under excessive heat warnings through 8 p.m. Friday, and concerns is growing the erratic strong winds will spread around burning wildfires, including the Fairview fire, which has killed 2 people and exploded in size this week, forcing evacuations as it's burned more than 27,400 acres. With the really strong winds, we could continue to see the fires that are already burning continue to burn and spread before the rain actually gets here. The National Weather Service in San Diego told CNN rain from K had begun falling Friday in the Southern California, including San Diego and far southwest Arizona, including Yuma, and flash flooding rises increase. The Weather Service said in 1:40 p.m. Pacific Standard update, heavy rain continued in the San Diego desert, and rain bands were pushing into Orange and Riverside counties. 3 hours later, the Los Angeles office reported light rain over the LA basin and said isolated stronger storms cells were possible during the evening commute. While the rain could quell the crushing heat, bringing relief to weary residents and power grid operators who prep for rolling outages. It also could trigger debris flaws, especially in places just ravaged by the fire. The flash flood warning was also in effect for southwestern Imperial County, where up to 1.5 inches of rain had fallen. It wasn't raining just in California. The Weather Service office in Flagstaff, Arizona warned of the threat Flagstaff threatening flash floods in Cocochino County of low water crossing creeks, normally dry washes and codes and roads. Grand Canyon National Park is included in the warning, the Weather Service said. So, there's from the fires and the intense heat. The Hurricane K has brought relief for the grid, relief for heat. However, it's brought another problem in flooding, possible floods that there, can happen because of the intense heat and the droughts. It doesn't take much water. The ground is so hard, and it's not going to let the water go in the ground, so it's going to run on top of the ground. So they're sharing their gave flash flood warnings. However, it's been years before since a hurricane has hit that part of the country. The Pacific, through the Pacific coast, or come through California. As they said, 1997, I believe. Right. So just pinpointing the going from heat, these fires burning, and then finding their relief from a hurricane that was a category 1. However, it turned into a tropical storm that gave some's not relief for from all the drought that they're seeing in California. Give me a second. All right. That's okay. Let us continue with the next our next topic. Okay. Go with this one. Okay. Our next topic. All right. Oh. Russia has warned against capping energy prices, but Europe is thrashing out the details regardless. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Wednesday sought to lay the groundwork for Friday's meeting with a 5-point plan. This includes a price cap on Russian gas, a windfall tax on fossil fuel profits, a mandatory target for reducing electricity use, and emergency credit line for power companies. Russian President Vladimir Putin responded to the proposal by the threatening to rip up existing supply contracts if a cap on Russian energy exports is imposed. European Union emergency ministries on Friday gathered in Brussels for emergency talks on how to protect households and businesses from runaway gas and electrical price ahead of winter. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen sought to lay the groundwork for Friday's. That's the same thing. Vladimir Putin oh no, it's just saying the same thing, but it ain't the same thing. With a 5-point plan. This includes a price cap on Russian gas by threatening to Vladimir Putin responding to the proposal by threatening to rip up existing supply contracts if a cap on Russian energy exports is imposed, warning that he was prepared to let Europe freeze during the colder months. Russia Foreign Minister spokesman Maria Zakharova on Friday reportedly warned that the West failed to understand how energy price caps could impact their own countries. The collective West does not understand the introduction of a cap on prices for Russian energy resources will lead to a slippery floor under its own feet. Zakharova said, according to Reuters. It is not expected that EU member states will reach decision on Friday regarding the proposed policy idea. The 27 nations bloc has endured a sharp drop in gas exports from Russia, traditional its largest energy supplier, amid the standoff over the Kremlin onslaught in Ukraine. Imported Russian gas to Europe currently stands at 9%, representing a substantial fall from roughly 40% before the war. The bitter energy dispute between Brussels and Moscow has recently seen Russia completely halt gas flows via a major supply route to Europe, exacerbating the risk of recession and winter shortages. Speaking in Brussels ahead of the talks, EU Energy Commissioner Kadri Simpson told reporters that Friday's meeting was necessary to provide governments with the right tools to address the deepening energy crisis. This is not only about prices, Simpson said. It is also a challenge on the aspect of the security of supply. Energy bills have skyrocketed since Russia invaded Ukraine in late February, and the West responded with a barrage of punitive economic measures. We are facing an extraordinary situation, not only because Russia is unable supplier, as we have witnessed over the last days, weeks, months, but also because Russia is actively manipulating the gas market. Von der Leyen said in a statement on Wednesday, "I am deeply convinced that with our unity, our determination, our solidarity, we will prevail," she added. EU lawmakers have reportedly accused Russia of weaponizing energy exports to drive us commodity prices and sow uncertainty across the bloc. Moscow denies using energy as a weapon. Last week, Russian state-owned energy giant Gazprom cited an oil link for the indefinite shutdown of the Nord Stream 1 gas pipeline, which connected Russia to Germany via the Baltic Sea. However, the Kremlin has since said that the resumption of gas supplies to Europe is completely dependent on the EU lifting its economic sanctions against Moscow. I think what the energy crisis has showed is that we need renewable and the green energy transition faster than ever. Deepa Venkat Venkataswaran Senior analysis of European utilized at Bernstein told CNBC Squawk Box Europe on Friday. So this ban, we spoke about this, Europe, America, Europe, they're trying to put a cap on Russian oil and Russian gas. Russia, Vladimir Putin shared that whoever tries it, they won't get any oil. They won't get any gas. Whoever's with them, they'll just tear up their contract and they won't get nothing. And that's how it's going to be. Now, okay, so the EU is saying they can get through this if they just stick together. And if they, they stick together, they can, if they stick together, they can make it through this harsh winter. They can hold hands and rub their hands together and make it through. If that's what they're saying. If they just stick together, then, they can make it through. However, the reality is set in when the winter rolls in and they need oil and they need gas, and when their supplies shorten and it falls low and businesses begin to close, school doors close, and they don't have enough power, gas, or oil to run their country, and they begin to see their economy crashing because they don't have no energy, and then they're going to figure out that they need Russia, but they have the audacity to go to war and then try to force Russia to do what they want them to do. You're paying billions of dollars for and sending weaponry, bullets, guns, Humvees, planes, missiles. You all these things you're sending to Ukraine to go to war with Russia. So America has then sent already 14 million, now they 14 billion. Now they sending another 30 billion. So who's paying for this war in Ukraine besides America and the UN countries? So this is a proxy war. Ukraine being a proxy of America to go to war with Russia. to try to weaken Russia for America to attack it, to see if they can get Russia to, use up a lot of this stockpile of weapons on Ukraine. However, we'll see the outcome of this, because it is shaping up everything that, exactly what the angel shared that will happen. This one thing we're listening to from the EU, Germany, the European Union, are politicians. Now, you haven't heard from the people. You just listen to the politicians get their, with their loudmouth political stands on their response. But in all reality, when the people find out that that it's 20 degrees or 0 degrees and they don't have no gas, they don't have no gas in the cars, they don't have no gas in the house, they can't go to work to make money because the businesses is shut down. The revolt of the people is going to speak louder when the people start to revolt on the politicians and they start to see chaos in the streets and people complaining and going crazy because they don't have anything to eat. They can't get around because they're lacking gas or money to buy anything. They don't have any heat. They're freezing. They got their children freezing. They're trying to start seeing people dropping from carbon dioxide poison because they got wood and coal inside the house trying to find a way to get warm. And the homes and new homes ain't made for it, but they, trying to live and eat like they in the dark ages. They've been snapped back to the dark ages. In reality, you people gonna start losing they're gonna lose their mind, and they're gonna, the politicians, the ones that talking real, real tough. Real for sure. All we have to do is stick together and rub our hands and twiddle our toes, and we gonna get through this. It's, you can see how the angel shared what's gonna cause them to go. What's gonna cause this this change of mind, change of heart. When that cold they feel that hawk pushing in on them, and the children is freezing to death, and people's falling out. They finding people froze to death. They're gonna have to do something. And Russia, they keep looking on TV or whatever, and the Russians is sitting up there putting, all they got to do is put out a commercial of sitting at home in some heat and eating to touch it's gonna touch, they're gonna lose their mind watching that commercial. Knowing the Russians ain't they up there having a drink, sitting in heat and eating food. It's gonna make them people go crazy. So let's go to the next. We're on the roundup. We'll speak more about, you know, what's they're not gonna be able to get, they're gonna have to do something. But the things that they even saying, it doesn't even make, they're not even making sense. We just, all we gotta do is stick together. We should go make some, go cut down some trees. You can cut a lot of them down. Okay, let's go to our next topic. Enough of that one. All right. Oh yeah, this one. Oh, I'm not gonna do that because I just spoke on that. We check our time. Oh, we're good. Okay. All right. We're gonna do. You must talk about that. Iran nuclear deal flounders again. Blinken says Tehran response takes us backwards. Hope of a nuclear deal with Iran has once again floundered, and negotiations have taken a backwards step, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Friday. Blinken told reporters from NATO headquarters in Belgium that he was not going to negotiate anything in public following reports that talks to revive the 2015 nuclear deal known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA had stalled. In past weeks, we closed some gaps. Iran had moved away from some extraneous demands unrelated to the JCPOA itself. The secretary said, however, the latest response takes us backwards, and we are not about to agree to a deal that doesn't meet our bottom line requirements. Details surrounding more than a year of negotiations have remained ambiguous as Washington and Tehran have traded response through the European Union in an attempt to negotiate a nuclear deal. However, the latest response from Iran has prompted U.S. authorities to signal that Tehran is not taking the negotiations serious. Spokesman for Iran Foreign Minister Nasser Kanani said in a statement last week that Tehran's latest response on the final draft was a constructive approach with the aim of finalizing the negotiations. However, Blinken on Friday suggested it included extraneous demands that were not relevant to the JCPOA itself. It was concluded a deal is only because it will advance our national security, he added. Iran had previously called for its Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps to be narrowed from the U.S. terrorist watch list, a request the Biden administration had refused. Tehran has also called for sanction relief after it was slapped with crippling sanctions by Donald Trump administration after the U.S. withdrew from the JCPOA in 2018, which prompted Iran to further develop the nuclear capabilities, according to the Arms Control Association. The International Atomic Emergency Agency, the UN nuclear watchdog, reported this week that Iran has increased its uranium stockpiling. Tehran is believed to be in possession of uranium that has been enriched to the extent that it is one technical step away from weapons grade level. The Associated Press contributed to the report. All right. The Iran nuclear deal, that's known as the Joint Plan of Action, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or the JCPOA, the 2015 nuclear deal that was set up by Barack Obama. It has taken a step backwards. So, now, it says it's taking a step backwards. Anthony Blinken said, they're not taking us serious. Tehran said, we gave y'all, what did it say? That they gave them, their last response was gave them this response, and this was supposed to be the last the last response. And Anthony Blinken, and they said that they took a step backwards. Now when they say that, they saying this as if, the deal flounders again. Blinken says Tehran response takes us backwards. Now, it's hard to, they're saying they really want to handle this diplomatically. Now, this is where they're losing me. You said this, but you have told or shared with false Israel. This is not something made up. This is report. You share with false Israel that the Iran nuclear deal, or the JCPOA, is off the table. And Plan B, we must start looking into Plan B. And then then you act like you still want to negotiate, but you give the red light to start Plan B. See, these is games being played. These ain't nothing but games. This is nothing but a game. This is why nobody even take you serious, America. Cause they know you're double talking. You got your mouth, the tongue is moving with a double-edged hiss. You're just a snake. You give these people the red light and to start Plan B, and you want to act like you still really want to handle this. We're going to still work this out probably after the midterms. Then you start sanctioning about drones. See, that's my next thing. The sanctions. Who can buy and sell? What you can buy and sell. So America sanction you're not listening to us. We're going to sanction you. You can't sell your drones. We sanctioning whoever you selling your drones to. We sanctioning Russia. Y'all can't. Y'all not gonna let y'all sell nothing. We're not gonna let y'all buy nothing from over here. You can't sell none of your thing. You gotta listen to this stuff. What kind of war tactic, bully, immature bully? You might as well just go to war. You trying to tell somebody they can't sell nothing, they can't eat, we don't care. Well, your people can't do this because if y'all don't sell that, the economy gonna crash. We gonna crash your economy. That's what they trying to do to Russia. We're gonna crash your economy. We gonna impose a cap on your oil, so you can't sell your oil. Can only be this much. How you gonna tell somebody how much to sell their oil for and all this when you do what you want to do? You're running up on people, running your mouth, telling them, and you the one pushing 30 billion plus another 14 plus the 2, another damn near $60 billion for a war against Russia. You bringing in NATO and all your NATO allies to help you, and they're bringing in billions of dollars and pushing this war. So who's funding this war? America, NATO. So now Iran, anything you try to do, they're gonna share with you what you can't do. Like, people supposed to starve because they ain't on what you on. Y'all ain't seeing eye to eye. Y'all living your way, they living theirs. But this how America is. And they think that Iran's some dummy and they just gonna submit and roll over and sign this agreement. And you gotta sign the agreement that we put on the table. Iran says, shoot, we gave you our consent. We gave you our we replied, and we thought that was gonna be final. Shit, y'all want to play these final games? Y'all gonna y'all gonna cause y'all have to sign what the agreement we made. And we're looking at you. Well, we gave you the agreement we was on. You know, who y'all talking to? Until y'all gave us our agreement. America is nuts. Just bullying. But we already said the angels shed. We're not going that. Iran's not dumb, and they're not going back into this JCPOA. And anybody that had any sense, any country that is even looking at the scenario, wouldn't even go back into something that America's talking about. And you can't give no guarantee. We can't guarantee you anything. Why the hell would you do it then? You want me to do something that you can't guarantee, but you can guarantee on anything else. Like you can't go into your Congress or into y'all don't want it done, because you can give a guarantee if you wanted to. You can get one pushed through if you wanted to, but you don't want to. So why would somebody even consider listening to anything when they're the ones being sanctioned for something that America jumped out of? An agreement that America backed out of. And then implied heavy sanctions on them. Well, it's not, the angel shared that, they're not going back up on the foot of the nation. They're not going back into this JCPOA. And these games that America plays, you give a green light to false Israel, and a plan B must go into plan B, but then you want to act like you show trying to settle the score, settle this agreement. The abomination of desolation, the shock of the hour, the event that we're waiting on next, because the JCPOA is floundered again, and it's taken off the table. In their words, it's taken off the table. And now today it's floundered again. They're not serious about the deal. The only deal that if they serious, they got to sign the deal that we gave them. Well, Michael and his angels, Iran, Master Farah Muhammad, Iran and Syria is gone. This is the deal they gonna do. They gonna go to war with the House of Saudi Arabia, Britain and America, and false Israel. Michael and his angels, Iran and Syria, is going to remove the House of Saudi Arabia, Britain and America, Gog and Magog from the Middle East. They're going to remove them from the Middle East. Then they're going to siege and then destroy false Israel. Now, this is the abomination of desolation. This event is the next event. This is sparked from this JCPOA. This what is it? This what is it? Floundered. This floundered agreement, or this agreement that has been taken off the table and has been going into phase plan B. So this is what's going to take place, and this is what the JCPOA is going to spark. So know from the perspective of the Injil, the unsealed scriptures, that is call it, this is directly what's going to take place. This is what's going to happen, and we'll see this any day now, because Michael and his angels are going to war with the dragon and his angels, so that means they're moving first. And you listen to the talk. This is another thing that always gets you, is the way they telling themselves, and then they act like they don't know what's going on. Well, we're not holding false Israel hand. You can do whatever you want to do against Iran if they are, pressuring you. The JCPOA is off the table. We're looking at Plan B. You have to go into Plan. When you talk like that, the plan, when you speaking like that, but on one hand, and then the other hand, you saying that you still looking to make this deal, but you telling somebody it's off the table. You can attack them. We running with y'all. We gonna back y'all up, or whatever decision you make, and we going to start planning Plan B. But you turn your head, and that's why nobody better not believe a word that you say. You better, because you saying one thing when your head turn this way, and another thing when your head turn the other way, and think you fooling somebody. But we'll see who the fool is when Michael and his angels, when Master Fard Muhammad pull the switch. Now we're gonna bring this to a close. Let me see where I'm at. 59, yeah. We're gonna bring this segment of update to a close. And all these things are taking place. We're in Revelations. Everything is being revealed. That's what Revelations mean. In the book of the revealing of all things from the unsealed scriptures by the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, Master Suleiman. We're in Revelations. The book that reveals all things. And all things, all this has been revealed. And that's what we're sharing this with you from. So keep your eye on what's been shared, on the events, what to look for, and this is wartime news, update, keeping you right in time and on time with what's taking place in the world from the NGO perspective. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern, and 9 o'clock Pacific. And greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.